When it comes to talking about legends, pioneers and all of that great stuff, these people are mentioned. But there's one person that people always forget to speak about, and that's this guy right here. First and foremost, we have to talk about how Playboi Carti single-handedly created the whole aura lingo in 2023. Now, of course, we have to be aware of the fact that the word aura was already cemented in the English dictionary. So if my memory's correct, this whole thing started in the r/Playboi Carti website. Basically, Carti showed up as a surprise guest at Destroy Lonely's concert, puffed a few clouds of smoke, and the outcome was these pictures. And with that being said, I believe this is one of the few posts acknowledging the word in the subreddit, is this one. And his aura is crazy for, it needs to be studied. This would then ignite the aura jokes that would still be in use to this day. Honorable mention of Michael Jackson, who was also involved with this joke, with people referring to him as the OG aura. Kind of crazy that this all started because of Carti. Who would have thought? Next up, we got fashion influence. Playboi Carti is the biggest influence when it comes to fashion for rappers, and if you think otherwise, I don't know, I'll be surprised. When the brand Vlone was taking over the scene, I definitely agree that Carti, Ian Connor, A$AP Rocky, and a few others were the faces of the brand and took it to another level. Not only that, but Carti had a huge song about a decade ago called Vlone Thug, and that obviously just boosted the brand's marketing. And we also have to mention the fact that Vlone had everybody showing their backs to the world, which once upon a time was genuinely an iconic statement in the world of fashion. However, the Vlone statement wasn't all Carti by himself, but I thought it was just worth mentioning. If we move forward to his Dialect merchandise, which all started in the back of 2018, we have rappers in this day and age replicating that movement / taking inspiration, which is cool to see. But what I really want to talk about is when Carti switched up his style from streetwear to this dark vampire stuff. Today, Carti's changed his style to his all black attire, very tight clothing, relying on big brands like Rit Owens, and just to showcase a new era, which he started, I believe, experimenting in 2019. But fast forward to 2021, Carti would start doing these extravagant poses, mainly using the 0.5 feature on the iPhone cameras, and we really have people copying his whole flow word for word, bar for bar.
He copied my whole flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
Okay, so from my understanding, Carti has been wearing Rit Owens since 2017, but he made it his main thing, if that makes sense. If you saw a person rocking Rit Owens, you'd automatically think of Carti, and that's not even a lie. Instagram models started jumping on the wave, but you know damn well a few years ago, if you told them to put that shit on, they'd call it trash. And who do we have to give credit to? This guy. Even the time Holo Red released, there was a guy doing a photo shoot or recording a music video of some sort, and this is the result, and I really feel like. And that reminds me, in 2022 when Carti was doing his whole mysterious phase, I saw people like Wiz Khalifa covered in Balenciaga from head to toe, which I found absolutely bizarre. Now if you know Wiz Khalifa, it's natural to think this is way out of his typical attire. And of course, it's not a bad thing to try new styles and stuff in an experiment. Not sure if he has a stylist or anything, but we can 100% confirm where the inspiration comes from. This also goes for people like Duke Dennis, Kai Cenat, and a lot of Instagram models, and even Trippie Redd. Another thing is he transitioned from wearing normal shoes to these really big chunky boots. The steroid boots, for example, from Balenciaga had everybody in a chokehold. Opium really put people onto this whole new wave outside of music, and all these leads come back to Playboi Carti, going against being normal and just doing what he thinks is cool. In 2024, Carti would post himself in an Allen Iverson jersey that was worn backwards. Now, ladies and gentlemen, initially I thought he created this trend, but this dates all the way back to the ancient times. Rappers like Nelly and Lil Wayne would do this back in the day, but you can't blame me because I'm young. But in my eyes, I personally didn't see anybody doing this, so you can't really blame me, just blame my lack of knowledge. But many people like Young Dabo or ex-FaZe Clan members would contribute to this trend, and it lasted quite a while. And of course, we have the clown makeup. If my memory still works, sometime around 2022, during the King Vamp tour, Carti would debut his famous clown makeup, which looked really cool and took over the internet, literally. Many people would participate in this trend mainly for Halloween, either by themselves, with friends, or with their significant other. They would also play a remix of Rockstar Made in the background in an attempt at aura farming. If you didn't already know, it's very possible that Carti took inspiration from UK rapper Skepta during his No Security era in 2009. Whilst this timeline came and went really fast, we still have a few people showing up to Carti concerts with their faces painted. There was even a YouTube video where someone said Carti has done irreversible damage to the fashion scene, and it's kinda true. When the Different Day music video dropped, I remember people were wearing that grass looking jacket. I don't know if it's from Balenciaga or whatever, but there was memes where if someone random wore the jacket, it's take off the jacket, bro. But if Carti wears it, it's classified as empowering. Basically the whole Rick Ross and Lizzo meme all over again. Not to forget that this guy informed me about what the brand Hood by Air was. Prior to the song releasing, I didn't know what it was at all. Then I did my research and it's been around since the beginning of time, and it was worn by people like A$AP Rocky back in the day. Then the Evil Jordan music video would release and had prices on Grailed shooting up for the shirt he wore like crazy. Like, does any other artist have an effect like this nowadays? Okay, so one thing I definitely didn't know about was about the Margiela Future shoes. All of a sudden I see Carti wearing them one day and then it literally becomes the next biggest shoe. Like, I'm seeing them all over my Instagram timeline, and honestly I wouldn't have known what they were until he posted them. So I did my research and it seems like Young Thug was one of the first rappers to rock them, but that was back in the day. And in his own words, he was waiting for people to catch up. And lastly, in 2023, Carti would model for Re-Edition magazine in an all-white outfit, which is very unusual considering the fact that the Opium dress code consists of wearing all black garments. So with that being said, if he continued to wear these bright white coloured outfits, I'm extremely convinced it would have started another fashion wave. However, he did not proceed to wear this colour, so
I guess we'll never know.
So we all know that Carti is a really great performer when it comes to bringing the energy and having a very hyped crowd. Over the years, he's been able to take the game even further, with crazy stage designs, incorporating auto-tune in his live vocals, all of that great stuff. But I saw a video of Che getting interviewed at a concert, and they asked him if he could go through his YouTube history. I'm pretty sure the majority of his searches were like Playboi Carti Rolling Loud 2019 and Playboi Carti performances, things of that nature. And I'm not going to be one of those people that slander him and say, oh my goodness, he's literally copying Carti, like what is he doing? No. He's literally just doing his homework on how to build a great legacy, improve his craft, and learning how to give a great performance to his listeners so that they remember how great the show was. And whilst I don't know anything about Che, in the future and for the years to come, I won't be surprised if people are going to include him in conversations about him being a really tremendous performer.
Can you show us your YouTube history?
Yeah. Sure, let's see. Let's see. Put me on the spot.
I love to be nosy, I'm always curious.
It's all good. Alright, we're gonna look. Alright, so.
Okay, we got Playboi Carti 2018 Rolling Loud, Playboi Carti 2019 Rolling Loud, Che, OTE, Clapping for the Wrong Reasons. Oh my god, there's so much Playboi Carti
And
here.
a bunch of
Childish Gambino,
Yeah.
Because the Internet Explained.
my two favorite artists.
What do you love about Because the Internet?
Bro, that album was a movie. I don't know if you knew that, but that album was for a movie.
Yeah.
And it's just so much that he's such a great world builder for albums.
Yeah.
Like Childish Gambino is definitely one of my favorites. So
Definitely.
Believe it or not, but people take very similar pictures to this guy. I mean, take a look at this. At this point, it's absolutely undeniable that this guy is the blueprint. For the older generation, they had A$AP Rocky teach them how important their dress style is. And then for people like me in the younger generation, we have Playboi Carti. Both are pioneers, both taught everybody that fashion is cool. So, there is this guy on Instagram called 300 Dior, and unfortunately, his Instagram has disappeared, so I can't show you the outfits, but just imagine Cash Carti inspired outfits. The only picture I was able to recover was this one, and he normally buys clothes that Carti wore back in the day or anything he finds cool, and sometimes even sells them online, but normally it's just his outfit pictures. I view as remaking an iconic timeline or just simple appreciation. He even takes it a step further and adds grain to his photos so that they have that classic old iPhone kind of look, which is really cool. And then we have people like Jeff_Hardy on Instagram. Now, this guy is into fashion and he takes a lot of outfit pictures. So if I'm correct, around February 2024, the Vultures listening party took place, and Jeff Hardy was there. But he was dressed up like this, and everybody thought he was Carti trying to be mysterious, hiding behind this Pinocchio-like kind of mask. And he even had an Audemars Piguet watch on to seal the deal, and everybody was going crazy, like, oh my gosh, it's Carti, he's at the party. But that wasn't the case. He also wore another outfit around maybe 2024, and I remember people couldn't decide if this was Carti or not, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I would have thought it was him too. I did probably think it was him back in the day. And then we have people like Opium Josh. Yeah, believe it or not, Carti is the reason this meme went viral. Enough said. I don't know much about Yeet, apart from the fact that he was rapping on Hola Red type beats I think in maybe 2021, and then I'm pretty sure his career took off from there. And then also I think he was beefing with Ken Carson or Destroying Only, one of the two. Anyways, People said his recent album A Dangerous Life is trash. I haven't listened to it, but I remember he was getting absolutely shitted on. And then there was one day Yeet randomly passed me in his car, which is pretty funny. A lot of people have been biting Carti's sound over the past few years, and it's funny because he addressed it in his song Hood by Air, where he states, "My whole career they bite," which is actually true. Carti has such a distinct sound from other rappers, so when other people are influenced by him, we know where the inspiration came from and they can't even hide it if they wanted to. This is so coincidental and I'm not lying when I say this, but in the middle of writing these scripts, sometimes I get lazy and I like to scroll on Instagram Reels. Yes, I'm the biggest procrastinator in the world, don't flame me, but when I'm writing scripts, I normally have on instrumentals in the background, like on my laptop. And this time, it was Love Hurts from Die Lit, right? Anyways, I stumbled across this reel and it's a picture of Teach. Shout out to Teach, I like his videos. And I had to pause the music on my laptop because I thought I was tweaking. It's a Che song with the beat sampling Love Hurts from Die Lit, and the vocal inspiration at the beginning is Carti's song from, Vivian Westwood, also known as R.I.P. Yams, from the first version of Whole I Read. What an insane coincidence. I just think it's funny that I recognized it instantly. The baby voice. Who actually created this? I don't know. To my knowledge and research, I'm just gonna say Young Thug, where he featured on songs like Lifestyle, and it sounded like absolute gibberish. Gibberish, but fire. Carti most likely took influence from this and made it into his own thing. In 2019, it was already in full effect. We got songs like Earthquake and the famous Pissy Pamper track that went #1 on Spotify despite being a leak and not an official released song. However, many people weren't fans of songs like At Me and received really bad reception, and also his songs got leaked 24/7. Many could argue that Lil Keed also plays a part in this baby voice technique, but then again, when I hear a rapper doing the baby voice, you already know who I'm thinking of. The deep voice is something that Carti has been working on since 2021 and has perfected over the years. Now, ladies and gentlemen, many people are sick of him using this voice, but honestly, it's now bleeding into the underground scene. To my knowledge, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, this started off with Young Thug on songs like Safe, yet Carti featuring on songs like Fiend, making tracks like Hood by Air and Evil Jordan. It's only right we truly associate the deep voice technique with Carti himself. When I hear songs like $1 Million Mansion from Che, I instantly know where the inspiration comes from. And yet, people don't like to admit that Carti is the blueprint for a lot of things. Yes, people may say Carti started off sounding like Future, but you can't take away from the fact that it transitions from that to making it sound like his own sound, if that makes sense. Sometimes Future and Carti may sound similar on songs, but after listening to a lot of music from him, I am now able to decipher who is who. I think the song Undefeated by Future is where they sound the most alike, but you can still tell who it is. We all know how Carti moves. The mysterious vampire that never posts on social media and never makes an appearance to the public eye. So I would definitely say that half of this is true, and then the other half is just a marketing tactic so that whenever he posts, I guess it's getting taken seriously. Because if you post all the time, it's just like a regular phenomenon. I believe there's only one interview where he kind of talks about it, but my point is, I actually believe people try to become like Carti with this whole mysterious thing. I can't think of anyone specifically. I know it's facts, I just can't prove it yet.
And like, you've quickly come up, and people like Kanye have taken notice. And what do you think it is about your vibe that people seem to be latching onto so quickly?
I feel like people are just curious because I don't give out too much. You know what I'm saying?
You haven't really done many interviews up till now, right?
Nah, and I don't really post or like do a lot of social media shit. Like unless I have a show, post my flyer, post a tape. You know what I'm saying?
You like that way?
Yeah, I just show people what they need to see. Everything. I don't really have much to tweet about. You know what I'm saying?
I will tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now, Carti. There's two things. I like your music. I already like what I've heard. I like the vibe and the feel of it. But if you can be part of the movement of making social media less important in art, then you become a hero. Because that's just one thing I think that's been so not tight about music the last few years, is getting too much from everybody, man.
Exactly. I feel like people just need to just calm down.
You don't need to hear every word that you think in your head.
I feel like once people like get that little rush or that attention, like they just don't know how to just cool it.
You know what's funny is that it's like how people they probably want more because he has such a mystique about him.
Yeah,
because
of course.
they don't seem to like, wait a second, we want more. Like, we want more. And that's why people become obsessed with him.
Well, this is a recurring conversation that we've been having for years with artists about, the 30 years ago, like, artists were enigmas. Like, we didn't know who they were unless they happened to feel like speaking. But, like, it wasn't. And also, as we learn all the time, man, sometimes people don't do that well when they're able to just like blurt their thoughts at every moment.
Exactly. You expose yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you know, it's a job. It's literally a job. It's our job to talk every day openly and communicate without saying things that like rub people the wrong way every day, and I'm sure we still do, but like where you don't sabotage your whole life. That's a skill.
Damn.
That's not necessarily what artists are. Artists are about creating and giving you, but maybe not rambling all the time. So I think that's a dope thing. So Rocky, how involved is Rocky right now in your situation?
I was just with him last night.
Controversial take, but I honestly think Carti leaks his own music, only sometimes, and you really can't change my mind. If true, which I believe, this is honestly the greatest marketing technique for an artist to see if the fanbase is rocking with a new sound they're trying to push, or just see if the general audience is still tapped in like usual. So with that being said, I think other rappers want their leaks to be as successful as Carti's. I mean, people still talk about Holo Red V1 and V2 till this day, even though those versions never saw the light. Everybody is still listening through YouTube, SoundCloud, and mostly local files. I mean, for goodness sake, the guy's entire lifestyle gets leaked, whether that's pictures with him and his son, or entire documentaries getting released to the public eye. And speaking of leaks, bro, this guy's leak of Pizzy Pamper went #1 despite not being like an official song. Cancun is a crazy leak. Like, I don't know any other artist, or let me just say rappers, I don't know any other rappers that have crazy leaks that people still talk about to this day, despite almost being released 10 years ago. That's crazy. I've been listening to rap music for a very long time. I've had my phases with different artists, and whilst I haven't broadened my musical taste to a certain extent, I'm still yet to see a fan base as crazy as the Carti one. Genuinely speaking here, I think Carti fans are crazier than NBA young boys. They'll find anything they can, whether that's locations, unreleased pictures, house addresses. It's actually unbelievable. Even the simple fact that they run up group buys for unreleased songs that could go up for like, I don't know, $10,000. Like, that's so crazy to me. With Carti, it's a die-hard fan base, and that's something every artist would want for their career. There was even a time Carti tweeted the word cult, maybe in 2022, because his fans stormed Walmart or they climbed over barriers like to enter his King Vamp tour, if I'm not mistaken, which led to the show being cancelled. Do I even need to explain this one? I feel like due to Carti's versatility throughout his career, many people want the same for theirs. I mean, take a look at his discography. We went from Broke Boy to Pop Out, you know what I mean, to songs like Talkative, and then Survivor, Stop Breathing, Feel Like Dying, the list goes on. And that's just from a musical aspect. We all know Carti's music album took 5 years to drop. Tell me another fan base that would honestly wait that long. Not only that, but we went through absolute turmoil to get to this point. The constant lies, fake release dates, the longest rollout of all time. Honestly, the only other artist that compete with Carti is Frank Ocean. If you choose any era from this man's discography, whether that's Holo Red V1, Narcissist, whichever, the hype was always at an all-time high for the next project. Even before the self-titled mixtape dropped, people waited ages and ages for it to be officially released. This honestly just blows my mind how he was able to keep doing this over and over again for basically the entirety of his career. If any regular schmegular degular artist was to do this, they'd fall off within a heartbeat. If you don't already know, this album right here started a completely new wave, and that's not even me telling the full story. It absolutely transcended the game, despite being absolutely hated at first. Spotify even faced him as the king of rage. Not Trippie Redd, not Travis Scott, Playboi Carti. Alright, cool, the video's over, so now it's about to be a yap session. If it doesn't sound good, it's because I'm freestyling. Anyways, Playboi Carti went from an underground rapper in Atlanta, an upcoming rapper. Then he moved to New York at the age of 18 and became this like global superstar after me and A$AP Rocky. I mean, what are the chances? There were people around him, like, I'm not even gonna say the names, but like there were people around him and they didn't make it. Like, why didn't they make it? Why did he make it? And it's just very interesting to me because I'm like, he clearly had the drive to become this star, this musical star, change the game. Like, his career is actually really insane when you think about it. And he's changed the game with Holo Red, V1, V2, V3, and then music came along. It's like, bro, this guy really went from Fetty, Broke Boy, V-Lone Thug, and many other great songs to songs like Pop Out, Stop Breathing. And that's not even me naming like the leaks. Like, how does this happen? Like, this is the the most versatile artist I've ever come across. And I've listened to a lot of people like I listened to Michael Jackson, NBA Youngboy, Chief Keef, YNW Melly and all of that stuff, King Von, Lil Durk, but I've never come across an artist like Playboi Carti. This man is genuinely 1 in a billion, maybe even 10 trillion or whatever big number you want to say, because this is outrageous. How is one so capable of music like this? Like, I've been moved by a lot of music. Like, a lot of music makes me want to get up and dance and bust a few moves, but when I hit Playboi Carti, bro, I want to psych out, I want to jump, I want to like just do all the crazy stuff. I want to do the crazy dance moves. I want to start screaming and stuff. Like, bro, that is crazy. Oh, and honorable mention, I used to listen to like Scarlord and XXX. But yeah, like Kanye, I don't know, he's really good. He's a really, really good artist. As of right now, I don't know what's gonna happen with Baby Boy and all of this stuff, but I feel like it's just time to give this guy his flowers, and that's why I'm making all of these videos. Because listen, I doubt any of you made it to the end, but I'm not even gonna say like, yo, comment if you hear this right now, but I started listening to this guy in 2022. My friend showed me Hola Red, but I didn't understand why people hated on the album so much, because I only heard Bino, and then I turned off the rest of the album. Mind you, I'm like 13 listening to this, so I don't know. I don't know why I didn't listen to the rest, but anyways, I turned on Bino. I was like, oh yeah, I know Bino, and he's like, no, play Over. I played Over. I was like, damn, I like this. Why did people like hate it? Because I remember like seeing on Twitter like people were hating on it like crazy. And then yeah, ever since that day, bro, I can't lie, I started getting into the leaks. But I was just into Hola Red V2 without even me knowing, because I was always so confused by the discography. I was too lazy to get into it, and I wish I did, because now I'm like, damn, I was really missing out. But anyway, I got into it in 2022, and ever since then, bro, I've been a fan, man. Like, this guy's music is crazy. And I just feel like I gotta report it because it's so amazing. What else, bro? I think that's about it. Anyways, I'm back to dropping regularly. Alright, I'm out.
Playboi Carti, overrated as fuck.
Oh, shut up, bitch!